Okay, at this time, I want to welcome everyone here, and we'll ask Commissioner Morgan to lead us in the prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Take it off, do that.
Okay.
Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, today and every day we give you thanks for the blessing that you have given us. We would ask that you be with all of those who have suffered from the coronavirus, those who have looked after those who have the virus. We would ask that you give us strength to do the duties we have to do and guide us in your way through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I'd like to call this meeting of the Campbell County Commission to order, and we'll move right on into our agenda. And the first item is approval of the June 11th, 2020 regular commission agenda.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve,
Second.
has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. Motion carries.
Add this next.
Huh?
Add this next.
Okay.
The emergency item.
Okay, we have an emergency item that's been presented to us. It deals with the TIF project at the Grand Patrician Resort in Milton. And if you'd like to add that to the agenda,
So moved.
motion's been made.
Will that be item
The last one.
160 or what?
Actually, it would be 150. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's move the opioid litigation executive session to 160 and make that 159.
Right,
Would that work, Bill?
yes.
So moved.
Okay, motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded that we approve this as an emergency item. And it is an emergency because they have to do this by a specific date, and our next meeting is not until after that specific date. Okay, moving on to the approval of the erroneous assessments, land consolidation, split tickets, probate documentation, county clerk's probate office.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is approval of purchase orders 297992 through 298218 pay jackets, monthly payments to Fifth Third for fuel card purchases, ACH drafts for weekly claims experience administration cost, Highmark.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carried. Next item is citizens registered to speak. And we do have someone registered to speak, and that's Andrew Frazier from the Barbersville Volunteer Fire Department. Andrew,
Good morning.
good morning.
Pretty much know most of you guys. But I'm Andrew Frazier. I'm the Deputy Chief at the Barbersville Volunteer Fire Department. And I've had a brief conversation with Kelly and with Nancy pertaining to requesting the assistance from the Campbell County Commission to help kind of get DOH and CSX together to work on a secondary access point into the Esquire golf course area and those surrounding homes. Currently, when the only entrance in there is when it floods, it goes under, the railroad tracks. So there's right around 160 structures that are affected when that's flooded in. No way of getting, and Gordon can testify, no way of getting an ambulance in there, fire truck, nothing. So, included in there, as I give you two pictures as well, giving you the overhead shot, obviously, of where the road goes under the tracks. The second one shows two little vehicles right there. You can see kind of like the top of the white, my cruiser, fire department cruiser, and the red vehicle. Right almost in front of that, I'm sorry the picture cut out, there used to be a little crossing right there. There's a gate and everything. No way, shape, or
That would
form.
be over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Be directly, almost directly in front of those. There's already like a little gate, like a farm gate or something at that point. But no way, shape, or form, and I like a construction engineer or anything, but this would be the cheapest, cost-effective way. I mean, there would have to be a little bit of road work done to be able to, for the fire trucks to swing in and make the turn, to go across that, and CSX would have to do whatever they do to make, you know, the crossing smooth and stuff. But, you know, it's been a problem for years and years, and I know, I've been in this department now for 27 years, and so it's a project I would like to somehow, whatever it takes, get that ball rolling and get a second way in there so we can take care of those, you know, it's a lot of homes, and then also, you know, the Esquire Golf Course, the clubhouse and everything. So that is the reason that I'm here presenting this to the Caddo County Commission.
Okay.
As it states in my letter to you, the fire department, we will help in whatever way, shape, or form that we possibly can.
Are you requesting a letter of support to the highway department and our
Well,
congressional representative, or?
sure, yes, whatever you think that would help get, because I know there's gonna probably have to be a meeting of some higher ups pertaining to this, between DOH and CSX.
Have you talked to anybody at either one of those places?
No, my first stop has been, was here. So,
Well, as you know, the county commission is not responsible for roads, the highway department is.
correct.
And CSX is gonna be a big hurdle,
Oh, yes.
and probably the biggest one at this point in time, and the highway department. So I think really what we could do is just support, be supportive of the project.
Okay.
And we can't take action on it today because it's not on our regular agenda, but we will look into it and,
And if there's any, either way you all being able to help set up a meeting between DOH
Yeah.
and like we had.
I've discussed this with our Congresswoman Miller's office, and for full disclosure, I do live in that neighborhood, and I have witnessed it being flooded. As a legislator representing that area, I had put together a meeting years ago for the same situation. You know, it had just flooded, and the residents, I hadn't lived there then, but the residents were really upset. And we had a meeting with Senator Bob Plumel, who was over the transportation, well, he wasn't over it, but he was involved with the Ray Hall Transportation Institute, and he met there with us. I think Evan Jenkins was there as our congressperson, and CSX, and the Department of Highways, and they said that it would be a liability situation for CSX, they felt, but.
I think that's the issue.
So the discussions ended at that time, but I think with the new Congresswoman Miller, we might be able to start up those conversations again.
Is it going to be used like a locked gate
Mhm.
only for emergency, or are you gonna let 160 people
No.
cross the railroad tracks when it's flooded? Or are you just gonna let emergency vehicles in when it's flooded?
The conversation back then was for just emergency vehicles only. You know, like for ambulance or fire, if there was, or someone was, you know, having a medical emergency that they could
Yeah, I can see, I
get
just-
in. It would be very difficult just to open it for people to go to work or to school.
I'd say you'd be more apt to get CSX to agree to it if it was on a limited thing with emergency personnel opening and closing the gate, more so than just letting 160 people drive across there.
Yeah.
And we could put, you know, whatever the design that would be done, like at the end goal, if they had pillars on both sides of it, of having those Knox box, put in there. And that way, the only emergency services would have the access to those. I think, CSX would be okay with something like that. I mean, they're working well with us, the fire department and Menards, on the crossing coming over from Depot Street to the backside of the lumberyard, so. There's some work in that aspect going on there, so. As I said, it's just didn't know where to exactly start the process, so that's why I can be all covered, I know you do.
Does that area have a landowners association?
It's not there's not an active HOA.
Yeah, I mean, a petition by
Yeah, that's what I was
the
thinking.
landowners would certainly help, I think. Just
I
Yeah, we
can, yeah,
talked about that.
there's several people out there that will be willing to help do a petition and all that.
Right.
That would not be a problem.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
And I think, and Gordon would be more than happy to support a letter, wouldn't he?
Sure, I mean, truly, one time it flooded, we had a horrible time. We had a lady that had a heart attack,
I remember that.
and we had a terrible time getting in. We did get across the tracks, but it was a challenge, and it's a big challenge when it floods, and there's no way in and out. I mean, God forbid if there was ever a fire, it'd be even worse. I mean, the house would burn to the ground. That's all there is to it. It would burn to the ground. And this lady, I think I had 3 or 4 ambulances out there trying to get across the tracks to get to her. And finally, neighbors put her in a car, brought her to there, and then we had to go across and carry her out to the ambulance. But it was a real mess. It's a big problem. It's a big problem that needs to be resolved.
And when it floods, it's usually 2 or 3 days.
Correct.
It really should be a requirement when people put in a subdivision that they have a two.
Second way out.
Yes, I mean, because that's just a crazy situation that was done when the developer decided to develop it.
Right.
Kind of like Huntington.
And then
High.
leaving it for somebody else to deal with, yeah,
Huntington High, I've argued with them.
yeah.
Since Jefferson built it. I told them you need a second way out. I said, we have a tanker truck, something on 16th Street, block the road. We've got, what, 1,500, 2,000 kids on top of a hill with no way out.
Mhm. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah, we can put together a letter.
okay. Would you all contact me when that's done, or how?
Mhm.
Okay.
You'll be in touch with Beth, she's our administrator here,
Okay, then.
and you'll be working with her on that.
All right. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Thanks for your concern.
Is there anyone else that did not sign up to speak that would like to speak on anything that's not on our agenda? Okay, then we'll move right on to a discussion with Gordon Mary, Cabell County EMS Director, proposals for digital radios that were opened on June 11th. Do you have a recommendation to us?
Yes, I'd just like to reject all the bids.
Okay.
We looked at them, and it's just gonna cause more problems than it's worth, and I'd just like to reject them all.
You want to still shop around, or?
Oh, yeah,
You just
Okay.
rebid it,
or we probably redid it.
that'd be the way to do it, you know,
Because
talk about it.
I had it very open. Commissioner Morgan asked, one company put one device in, the other company didn't, and then it became a problem.
Okay. We don't need to take any action on that. That was just for discussion. So we'll move on to the next item, which is a letter from Chuck Zirkle, Cabell County Sheriff, for the employment of Sean Henson as a full-time deputy.
So moved.
Motion's been made,
Second?
seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is a letter from Chuck Zirkle, Cabell County Sheriff, for the employment of Ronald Bias as a part-time security officer and Tyler Romero as a part-time security officer.
Set the folks downstairs.
Yeah, just filling some vacancies down there, trying to keep, those guys are just part-time, they kinda come and go.
So moved.
Second?
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on to a letter from Irv Johnson, Cabell County Assessor. Dog fund for the month of May is $4.80.
Is there any way we can get him to just hold all those?
And to do one annual expenditure?
I think we've discussed that before. There is a reason that doesn't work for him.
So moved.
Motion's been made,
Second?
has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have a resolution, Cabell County Commission, in the matter of the pledging of temporary letters of credit by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank.
So moved.
Second?
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Does
Motion
West
carries.
Banco usually want one at the same time?
Well, usually, there's two or three.
Their stuff hadn't come in, but of course, the last few days, I wouldn't know. But it didn't come in at the first.
What have you been
one. I'm
doing?
like, I don't know.
You've done good to make it here yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, did we vote on that?
No.
No, we didn't?
47, yes.
Okay. Then we'll move on to 48, which is a contract of lease between the Cabell County Commission and Rachel Henderson concerning property at 4167 Blue Sulphur Road, Ona. Chad, you want to fill us in about
Yeah,
that?
that is, land that the commission acquired in a FEMA mitigation. The folks live right beside, actually it's the daughter of the folks who bought the house from, but they're just gonna use it as a yard and put a swing set in it. They've been doing that anyway, so now we just have them carry liability insurance on it, so.
And they'll keep it looking good, that's a good thing.
That's correct.
Okay,
Move to approve.
we have a motion,
Second.
and it has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. Motion carries. Next, we have a letter, which is a resolution grant application for the West Virginia Secretary of State HAVA CARES Act grant application, $42,789.17. Phyllis, you want to tell us anything about that?
Yeah, that's.
Chad?
That covers, printing of some of the absentee ballots and the notice that went out regarding absentee ballots.
Okay.
And also, the excess postage involved with mailing out the excess ballots.
And some overtime.
There's no overtime in this one because that doesn't have a fee for that, but, we can, this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
We can keep applying through, I believe it's December, so.
Have they sent us anything?
Any money? No, it hasn't been money, I don't think so. But we just applied for the first one 2 weeks ago, so I don't know,
That's kind of quick.
yeah, I don't know how quickly they turn it around, but hopefully they'll.
We should have one check back for that. We have a card right there. Got me back for that.
So move.
Motion's
Second.
been made, it's been seconded. We'll take all the money we can get.
Mhm.
Is there any discussion?
We spent that money, it was bad.
Yeah, money's already gone.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a resolution for the reappointment of Nancy Cartmill to the Cuyahoga Interstate Planning Commission. I guess my term's up.
Are they staggered? Okay.
No, we're all on there at the same time, but
Yeah.
we're appointed at different times.
So moved.
Motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution, Cabell County Commission for the reappointment of Gordon Mary and Connie Pretty to the Appalachian Emergency Medical Services.
So moved.
Motion's been made.
Oh,
Is that multi-county?
second.
Is that like a regional?
It has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Did you have a question?
I just was asking if it was regional or how many counties or whatever.
So, Mason, Cabell, Wayne, Lincoln, and Logan. I may have missed one.
All right.
Lincoln.
No, I got Lincoln.
Yeah.
Lincoln, no, not that far.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have the reappointment of Jim Morgan to the Cabell County Extension Service Committee. I would move to approve.
Second?
Has been moved, it has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is the reappointment of Sam Cutler to the Pea Ridge, its Public Service District. Sam's been on that board for a good while, and it's time to reappoint him.
Is that good or bad?
He's a good board member, I
So
think.
move.
Motion's been made,
Second?
has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a resolution for the reappointment of Chuck Circle, Sean Hammers, Karen Yost, and Beth Thompson to the Western Regional Day Report Center.
Outstanding group.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have Special Funds Budget Revision for CCEMS Civil Defense Fund 24, and this is revision number 2.
What are we doing? Shuffling money?
Shuffling it around.
So move.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next is a special funds budget revision, CCEMS Fund 27 and revision 4. And again, that's just moving money around.
Correct.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is the West Virginia Communities Risk Pool, General Liability and Workers' Compensation Policy Renewals for 2020 and 2021.
I do want to let you know that I talked with Vivian at the risk pool yesterday, and we've had discussions before about lowering our deductible from 2,500 to 1,000 on the comprehensive. And it will only cost us about $6,000 more a year. And I had discussions with Sheriff and Gordon about, we think in light of how many deer hits and things that we have, that, reducing the deductible to that amount would more than make up for
I'm sure it would.
the
What?
6,000.
About four deer hits, you got paid.
No, basically one for me, and you paid that.
Yeah.
We hit one, and it took the front end off the ambulance, and it was almost $6,000.
Wow.
So anyway, this doesn't have that in it, but Vivian's gonna get me the new one. and
Can
I'll-
amend
I'll
it
have
to do
on.
that.
I just wanted to go ahead and get this through because it's the fiscal year, we have to go ahead and get it through, so.
Okay.
She'll send us the new one.
All righty.
So moved.
Motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next is a resolution, Campbell County Commission, the county budget revision, number 12. Beth?
This is simply the same thing, moving money around, for the end of the fiscal year, and the county clerk, circuit clerk, prosecuting attorney, and assessor's offices all moving money within their budgets.
This is the time of the year for it.
Yeah.
So move.
Motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have our emergency additional item.
Did you want to let Gordon go ahead and talk about the machine a little bit before we get into that, or do you want to wait till I can come back?
Well, let's go ahead and do the TIF thing first for the
Oh,
Grand
okay.
Patrician,
Okay.
because we moved those around, so that's the next thing. You have a copy of that before you, even though it's an emergency item. So what is your pleasure with the TIF project in Milton?
What are they?
This is just, it's a notification really to whoever with a bid, what all they're gonna be required to do with respect to infrastructure and sewers and utilities and things like that. And they need, as Mr. Cartwheel indicated, they needed to have it decided so they could get started before our next meeting, and that's the basis for it.
Are they not building something up there now?
Oh, gosh, yes. This is their TIF money.
Okay.
Have you been by there lately?
No.
That building's gone up. It's looking
It's nice,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Looks nice. So moved.
So it's moving right along. Is that a motion?
Mhm.
We have a motion.
Second.
It has been seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay,
Just Gordon.
What do you think?
that'd be fun. Gordon, did you want to talk about something?
What we were talking about is the logging machine, which we acquired with the money that was given by the governor. Basically,
Oh, that's it.
you can set the machine in a room and it'll fog, or you can set up the fogger, which will actually fog the area. You take the little strips and you put this strip at the furthest point of the room. So if we were gonna fog this room, I'd put the strip in this back corner. When this turns black, the room is completely fogged and decontaminated. Takes about 40 minutes to
Dual room.
And what we've done is there's an iPad, and with the iPad, we go ahead and we measure the cars, and we'll put little pictures of ambulances, police cars, so that we know which cars it is in the dimension of the car, so that we know how to set the machine to be able to fog that area. And that's really it will take care of, that's the fluid that's more in it. You can drink it, you'll be safe.
You can be the guinea pig.
Someone else said that, didn't
Don't,
they?
yeah, don't give it to certain people.
Peroxide. Interesting.
Yeah, it's basically peroxide. It's what they use. I'll forget if I don't read this. TB, E. coli, the flu are some of the things, and obviously the COVID-19 that it will kill. But it is just not for one application. There's more applications that you can use it for. And if you had a flu or you felt like the room had flu in it, because this fall probably we'll deal with the flu. Hopefully we won't deal with anything else. Hope
I
it all
would think
goes
it'd
away.
be great for ambulances.
Ambulances, police cars, if school buses, anything where there's a lot of people that go through, any office in the county commission, if
Mhm.
something would happen, I walked in and I contracted, they'll go, well, we need to
Sanitize.
sanitize,
Yeah.
decontaminate the area, and we can do that. So my
Sounds cool.
goal is to go ahead, well, I'm not going to, I'm gonna borrow all the pre-programming from the National Guard and plug it into that, because they've already done all the police cars in the state of West Virginia, and they've done most of the ambulances. So they said they'll just download all that application onto ours to where we just plug and play, basically.
That's cool.
Question?
Where's that gonna be housed
I guess.
until use?
Wherever she tells me.
We don't have room for it here, I
I'm sure he can find a spot.
Have you had any requests from any agency to use them?
Not as yet.
Do
I've
they
got
even
to-
know we have it?
I doubt that, but
Yeah.
I've got to get the National Guard down here to give us classes.
WSAZ and some other news outlets wanted to be a part of that, like
That's
film
fine.
it.
That's fine.
Have to
No
notify them.
problem. I'll let you know when I set it up, but I got it. Lieutenant Colonel Hatfield with the National Guard, by the way, lives in Milton, which is very convenient.
Mhm.
Has been very supportive. I gotta get a hold of him. He said he detailed it down, shows how to use it and what to do.
They did the TTA buses too.
Yes, we did. The guard came down, and did ambulances, TTA buses, anybody else that wanted to run something through.
Right, I remember that.
We were down about a week,
Yeah,
Wait.
Sergeant.
and he came and spoke.
Well, from the size of this room and a ambulance, probably crank an ambulance out fairly quickly.
It still takes about 40 minutes
So,
for it to go through. Does not affect the electronics in the ambulances, no problem there. You can't even tell it's been done, to be very honest with you. You put it in, and the only way I knew it was being done is by the strip. And we put it all the way up in the cab, and then we place that at the very back of the ambulance, so that when it goes all the way through, then that strip turns black, which indicates the truck's been sanitized and good to go.
a visible fog, I guess.
Not really.
Okay.
Really, I mean, you can see it a little, but it's not real visible.
I know 911 was very interested in having their training room done.
And their training and the actual call center, the
Yeah, the call
floor.
center as well.
And I talked to Mike about it, that we may get in a challenge on the size of the room. And
I
what
wondered
Mike and
about
I
that.
talked about was maybe getting plastic and be able to separate the room half. Do one half, then do the other half.
Mhm.
Or if it's really critical, I'm sure the guard would come down. You're able to hook them together to do a larger area.
Oh, well, that's cool.
So if they had theirs and ours, we could do 20,000 cubic feet.
Well, we had talked about in our meeting, buying more than one.
Yes.
If we
that's-
had more than one, that would work out really well.
That's a possibility. I think the big thing is the unknown. We don't know what's going on. We truly don't.
That's true.
Every day, we're told something different on this problem that we're dealing with, and we truly don't know. I mean, one day they tell you to wear a mask, next day they don't. They say 6 feet apart, and they say, so we're taking the precautions that we can, and hopefully, I'm praying we don't have to deal with this in the fall, but I don't think I'm gonna win. I don't think
just
they're
have to
gonna
wait and
answer
see.
me. Maybe I need a little help. I think we may revisit this fall.
Okay, does anybody have any more questions of
I
board?
would just suggest maybe we do a memo to everyone in the county to let them know it's
Oh,
available.
word will spread.
I figure the newspaper will probably pick up on it, I think. And then we're gonna have the TV stations, and when
Then
we
you're gonna do the
class-
training.
I mean, I got good coverage
I'd like
last
to
night.
know. Let me know when it happens. I'd like to
I
know.
will. But the coverage on the TTA buses and the ambulances were good.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, it won't, trust me, if someone gets something, I'm sure I'll get a phone call. And Chuck really supported this.
He did.
Chuck's gonna keep his mouth shut.
And we
Thank
appre-
you.
And we appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, thanks, Gordon. Appreciate that. Next item is to move into executive session to discuss the opioid litigation. We need a motion.
So moved.
The motion's been made to go into executive session to discuss the opioid litigation.
Second.
Has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We will go into executive session, but we will be back to finish the agenda. Thank you all very much for being here. The Cabell County Commission is back into regular session after an executive session where there was no action taken. We'll proceed now with our regular meeting.
And I make a motion that Beth Thompson, County Administrator, under Rule 30B6, be the representative for the Cabell County Commission and speak on our behalf for the opioid litigation.
Second.
We have a motion. It has been seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. Motion carries. The other items we have today is to place on record minutes to be recorded, which will be the Culloden PSD regular meeting, March 18, 2020, Culloden PSD regular meeting, March 25th, 2020, Culloden PSD regular meeting, April 15th, 2020, Pea Ridge PSD regular board meeting, April 13th, 2020. We have documents to be recorded that include Salt Rock Sewer PSD annual operating budget, FY ending June 30, 2021, monthly statement of the assessor, Cabell County, West Virginia, for the month of May 2020, Pea Ridge PSD report and manager's report, March 2020, Pea Ridge PSD general ledger balance sheet and income statement, period 10, year ending 2020.
I move placing of all those on the record.
Okay, we have a motion to place them on record.
Second?
Has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Do we have any commissioners' representation reports? How about anything for the good and welfare of Cabell County? Hearing none, then this meeting will be adjourned after the paperwork is signed. Thank you all so very much for being here.